Good day, everyone. My name is Uriel Gascon, and today I'll be presenting my statistical report titled Behind the Lines Exploring the Diversity in American Incarceration. To start off, in today's American penal system, the question of racial demographics within correctional facilities has become more prominent than ever before. One pressing question emerges from this issue. Are white prisoners the most common group among 50 U.S. state prisons? Considering the majority of the US population is white, and the country hosts a significant number of foreign residents, we can assume all races will average differently from each other. Answering this question delves deep into how the incarceration system works and how different racial groups are represented behind bars. With a special emphasis on the prevalence of white inmates, this study aims to contribute to a comprehensive understanding of the dynamics shaping the composition of incarcerated populations across the nation. To embark on our exploration, our first step is to gather data from the U.S. Department of Justice. Ensuring we access the most accurate and recent information available, with a few clicks, we navigate the Bureau of Justice Statistics, where data is conveniently organized by categories such as sex, age, type of offense, and, notably for our study, race. As illustrated in Figure 1, each racial group is assigned a numerical representation for each state. Figures 2 and 3 provide a visual representation of the numerical disparities among the four racial categories. Across all states, white prisoners are predominant while black prisoners are notably less prevalent in rural areas. Lastly, Hispanics and American Indians are a smaller factor in the incarcerated population. Transitioning to our first hypothesis test, here we use the t-test to determine if there is a significant difference between the means of two groups. In this case, we are comparing the average of white and black prisoners. Our null hypothesis states that the average of white prisoners mirrors that of black prisoners. On the other hand, we can reject the null hypothesis if there is a substantial difference in averages. Proceeding to the calculations, I use both the information from Figure 4 and 5 to calculate my t-value. In Figure 6, I compared my confidence level to my t-test, and if it's less than 0.05, the null hypothesis is rejected. However, in this instance, the t is greater than 0.05, meaning the null hypothesis failed to reject. Now we can safely say the difference between the average black and white prisoners is not statistically significant from each other. Similar to how we tested hypothesis A in the previous slide, here we will compare the averages of white and Hispanic prisoners. Using the information we are given in Figure 7, we could again calculate for t and then compare it to our 95% confidence level. In Figure 8, our t turned out to be less than our confidence level, which gives us the result of rejecting our null hypothesis. Now we can safely say the difference between the average Hispanic and white prisoners is statistically significant from each other. Onto the final hypothesis test. Here we notice something slightly different than the previous two hypotheses. Here the total population, mean, variance, and standard deviation of Native American prisoners are significantly smaller than they are for white prisoners. In cases such as this, you could easily tell right off the bat that these averages could be easily identified as not equal, with or without the t-test. But we will calculate it either way. The results of t are extremely minuscule and very far off from its confidence level, and to no surprise, we reject the null hypotheses. Now we can safely say the difference between the average American Indian and white prisoners is extremely statistically significant from each other. Finally, we have our regression model stage. The aim of a regression model is to forecast the value of a dependent variable based on one or more independent variables. In this context, our independent variables are the number of prisoners, while our dependent variables represent the 50 states, ranging from the least to the most occupied prison, designated 1 to 50. Upon analyzing our gathered data, as shown in Figure 11, it's evident that the linear trend of white prisoners aligns more consistently with their dependent variables compared to other racial groups. To sum up, among the four racial categories, white prisoners exhibit the most predictive distribution. However, examining our R-squared value in Figure 12, it surpasses all other linear trends, indicating an even stronger predictive distribution when considering the total prison population, regardless of race. In conclusion, our statistical exploration into the diversity of American incarceration has provided valuable insights to the dynamics of racial representation within state prisons. Through rigorous data collection and hypothesis testing, we have addressed our central question: are white prisoners the most common group among 50 U.S. state prisons? While white prisoners do indeed constitute a significant portion of the incarcerated population across the nation, our hypothesis testing has demonstrated statistically significant differences in the averages of white prisoners compared to Black, Hispanic, and American Indian prisoners, highlighting the complex interplay of race within the criminal justice system. Furthermore, our regression modeling has provided a deeper understanding of the predictive capabilities of racial demographics in relation to prison populations. While white prisoners exhibit a more consistent linear trend with the number of inmates across states, our analysis highlights the importance of considering the total prison population irrespective of race for more accurate predictive models. Ultimately, this report underlines the need for continued examination and discussion of racial disparities within the American penal system. By acknowledging and understanding these disparities, we can work towards a more equitable and just society for all individuals, both within and outside of prison walls. Thank you for your attention and participation in the exploration of American incarceration. Here are my references. I hope y'all have a lovely day.